Hey love, and welcome back to another video. I'm your girl Pauline, and today I am in the comments again answering questions. So I'm going to get straight to it. If you're new here, just come on, tune in, hit that subscribe button, and let's get it. And if you're coming back, thank you for sticking with me. All right, so the question is, it says, I'm interested in hearing your views on some of the unconventional things that people are doing to their locks, your pros and cons on them, such as flat ironing, hot curling, drying with the rev air, using color wax instead of dyeing and bleaching, crocheting colored hair onto their existing microlocs, trimming microlocs into a style, just to name a few. All right, so here are some of my thoughts, and y'all keep in mind everybody got their own opinion, and it's their locks. People got locks for hair freedom, so whatever they want to do with it, hey, let folks be, okay? And if it damages, if whatever they do damages the hair, then it's just hair. It grows, right? It grows back. So I'm all for experimenting, so I'm just going to start off that way. Okay, but let me give you guys the information and potentially some of the science behind what some of the things that are happening, right? Okay, so the first thing that was mentioned, flat ironing the hair. So keep it flat ironing and hot curling. So I'm going to answer these two. Keep in mind that when the hair is locked, it's just in a matted state, right? So if your locks are not mature and you put heat on it, the heat loosens your curl pattern, right? It stretches it. So if you are not completely locked and your locks are still open, maybe you have some slippage, and you put heat eventually can damage the hair depending on how high the heat is. Some people aren't using high enough heat, so they'll be fine, but if they're using high heat, then it could potentially damage their curl pattern. If you're flat ironing before the hair is completely locked, you might create slippage in your lock. You might also create bunching in the lock because now the curl pattern is loosened, so now you have potential bunching. Now if the lock is mature, if you have mature locks, then it's already solid. It's not going to do much. I remember at one point I flat ironed the front of my hair because I wanted a little bump to the bump. So I did flat iron that part. But keep in mind, for those of you who know my journey, when I started my locks, I had heat damage at the top, so that top part never locked. So when I added, curling iron to it, when I curled it, it wasn't doing anything because that part was never really locked anyway. So that's my thought, and what can happen if you do it before or after. So y'all see I'm retining in this video. That's just giving y'all something to watch. For those of you who just don't want to listen but like to somewhat be entertained, enjoy that retining. And y'all see her color? That's going to be another video, y'all, because that color was achieved with a shampoo. So baby, I'm going to come back to that because I went and got the shampoo for myself, and y'all know I'm going to give y'all a review. So keep coming back if you're new here because I got all the good. Okay, so the next thing was drying with the rev air. Okay, so I am a big proponent. For me, I am all about I air dry. I air dry my hair. I do not like, even before I was locked, I don't like heat on my head. The hot air. I don't like that. I don't like sitting under the dryer. It is just too hot for me. I never liked it. So when I locked, baby, I air dry. I don't do anything extra. I air dry. So I just personally like to air dry my hair. But there are some people who have very thick, high density hair, and their hair takes forever to dry. So if they choose to use the Rev thing or any other thing to dry their hair, that's completely fine. Um, I don't think it's anything wrong with that, but for me, I like to air dry. Air dry helps my hair to be fluffier, and so that's just me. But as far as the mechanics of the Rev Air, I don't know. I really don't know because I've never used it, and I don't think I ever will, unless I go and do get it just to do a tutorial. But I don't know. All right, moving on to the next. Using color or wax instead of dyeing and bleaching. So, the colored wax, I always tell people if you're going to use it when your locks are mature. If your locks are not mature, then shampooing it can be difficult, right? And that's the really one of the main reasons why I say do it while your locks are mature, because you have more wiggle room for how you need to properly shampoo your hair to get it removed, because it's thick, and if not removed properly, you run risk the chance of getting buildup in your locks, and buildup in your locks over time causes breakage because it stifles the strands of the hair, right? So I say if you are newly locked, try to avoid it, because if you're newly locked, guess what? You're still braiding and banding to shampoo your hair. So can you imagine putting the wax on your hair and then it's time to shampoo? Now you got to braid and band. How you're not going to be, you're not going to be able to remove that product, that product off of your hair properly with braiding and banding. Whereas if you are um, locked and you braid and you don't have to braid and band, so you have more room to do all those things to get it removed, because a lot of times you're washing your hair, or should I say shampooing your hair about 3 to 4 times sometimes to get that removed. Okay. All right, so the next question. So that's my take on that. Do it when your locks are mature, but it is a fun thing to do. It is easy to, get color without using chemicals. All right, so now the other one was crocheting colored hair onto their existing microlocs. Baby, if you want to crochet hair into your microlocs, that's fine. But if your hair is bleached, keep in mind your hair is weak. If it's bleach, it's weak. So if you are going to crochet, you have to be very gentle, because some people don't know how to properly crochet. So if you are going to crochet your weak bleached hair, and and one day you want to braid it or take it down, undo your locks or whatever, yeah, you won't have any hair, because that crocheting method, if it's not done properly, will break your hair. Because some people are just jabbing and stabbing, and they're breaking and tearing up your hair. So if you were to go comb it out, baby, it's going to be just pieces coming out, right? So if they are going to crochet colored locks onto the hair, if your natural hair is colored, then you might, just the most important thing is technique. But as far as doing it just to have a different look, I think that is completely fine. Okay. um the biggest thing here is technique. Okay. What else? Trimming micro locks into a style. Baby, y'all know I'm one to cut hair. Okay, I am one to cut my hair into a style. I've cut my hair into a pixie. I've cut it into a bob. I just say the only thing is do it when your locks are mature, so you do not run the risk of slippage, and your locks unraveling, because when it unravels, now if you don't fix it, if it unravels too much and you don't fix it, then you risk the chance of getting bunching. Okay, so that's something to be mindful of. Cut your hair, trim your locks into a style is all good, but do it when your locks are mature, not when you are newly locked and your ends haven't closed. Keep in mind, anytime you cut your hair, even when your locks are mature, you are opening. When you cut, you are opening the ends, right? So the ends will be open. You will have some ends that come unloose. Not everybody. Everybody hair is different, so some may unravel, some may not. but it does open up. And so some people may have to go back to braiding and banding. Some people may have slippage. So those are all the things to be mindful of. Okay, so it looks like I've answered all of what you have here. And those are just my takes. Some of them are my opinion. Some of them is just, it is what it is. It's scientific that, hey, based on a lot of it is going to be based on your hair texture, your density, the porosity of your hair. All of that stuff plays a role in how your hair respond to different things that you're doing um, to your locks. But when it comes to heat and chemical, just be mindful. Okay, so I hope you guys answered that. And for those who are following me, if you are a loctician, I created a new Instagram page, CEO Loctician, just to keep it separate. So I'll see you guys next time. Go follow. Thank you.